Hello, folks. Welcome to the first episode of r/Entitledparents, a subreddit I have been kind of stalking for a few years. A subreddit where entitled parents harass innocent doll artists on a hobby based on what year they were born. Now, before I begin, I want to confess that this episode is kind of a practice on me using as little cuts in a voice recording as possible. So if my voice is kind of sloppy, feel free to send me hate mail to the nearest Walmart. Anyway, please enjoy the original art and these not so original Karens. Lesson learned. I am never bringing my Switch to work again. So this happened to me today. I work in fast food, and to give you the clearer picture, I went to the break room and I was playing a Pokemon Shield. I'm saving Legends arcs for when I'm at home and I have more time. So I'm playing my game and I see a young boy about 7 years old watching me. I look up and see his mother watching us. She nods, so I assume she's giving me permission to talk to him. I asked if he's played this before and he says no, so I let him play on it. I tell him that I'm starting to play when I was his age, and gives him pointers when he asks. So the alarm on my phone goes off for the end of my break, and I'm asked for it back, which he does and thanks me for letting him play. I'm walking towards the staff room when I hear the call of a wild Karen, being me. Ahem. I look back and see the boy's mother behind me. Yes, can I help you? Yes. You can let my son keep playing your game. You're going to be working now, so he can play until we leave. We're paying customers after all. Sorry, miss, but this is my property, and I'm putting it back in my bag now. No! Give my son your game! Mom, stop. I don't want her game. It's hers. She had raised her voice now, so my manager came over, and because I was late from coming off my break, is there a problem here? Yes, she won't give my son her game to play with. He's going to be working now, so she should let him play until we're done. She had a smug look on her face, like she thinks her logic is sound, and my manager is going to agree with her. Ma'am, that's her property, and if she says no, then that's her right. But I'm a paying customer. My son should be able to play. Ma'am, if she says no, then that's the end of it. Now you can either sit down and finish your food, or you can leave. Karen stopped off to her table, grabbed her things, and before storming out with her son following behind her, I feel really bad for him because he was really sweet as well. My friend asked if I needed 5 minutes, but I told him I'd be fine, putting my Switch back in my bag and went back to work. Dude, oh my gosh, if this isn't my fear, then I don't know what is. I rarely take my family Switch out in public due to some sort of damage or someone stealing it. Do Switches have a passcode protection on it? If it doesn't, then it should. And Karen has no right to swipe someone off of someone. Even if that person is at work, I sure as hell don't like sitting during a break from anything without something in my hands. A game console, a phone, a stress ball helps me pay attention. I can't deal with my parents' expectations anymore, and I feel terrible. I feel distressed, actually. So many contradictory emotions. I love my parents deeply, and I did so much good to me. Happy memories, mainly from childhood, but not only pass by my mind, and I see what's happening right now, and it tears me up. I love them so much, and I don't know their behavior, but I know their behavior is hurting me. I'm 21 female, and my parents become obsessed with me being single and weird. I've dated when I was 19. Of course, they didn't like it because I was too young. I tried to date but after that, but I haven't met anyone suitable for me. Since maybe 7 months, they have become obsessed with the idea of me getting a BF and the fact I'm not getting any of for now. Dating is a nightmare for me. Once I meet a guy, they start controlling me, interfere too much, and there's a whole drama around that. And if I decide the guy isn't right for me, I already decided to hide every other guy I'll be meeting. Their choice. However, nowadays, they've gotten obsessed with me being weird. And weird there means I dress up in a weird way. I like accessories such as chains, and I've always liked them. I wear them with some fancy makeup as it makes me feel happy and more confident about myself. I think it's appropriate for my age, and if I'm still young, and even if I'm not anymore, is there really any serious problem with that? Who cares? It drives me crazy, as the concept has been there since years. They love bothering me about it from time to time with shit like, why do you want to be so unique all the time? I don't get it, because I don't. It's just like that kind of style, and I don't understand why shouldn't I, as an adult, wear those things, just because my parents dislike it. Of fucking course, it has a lot to do with my boyfriend obsession. There's no one who will want me and no one who wants me. They don't get the idea of me not sharing most of my stuff with them. And I don't tell them about it. Or someone, it or them doesn't exist. Their obsession makes me feel terrible. And that bad, they keep comparing me to random people. I hear that I see couples everywhere on the street bullshit every day, and it drives me crazy. And it isn't a little bit creepy to 50-year-olds keep observing random couples when they're shopping? They can even tell me I don't act normal because I carry a cup of coffee in my hand along with my phone, and I don't wear skinny jeans. It's absurd. I don't get it. That's the kind of stuff I'm terrified and saddened why they are obsessed with proving me, or rather themselves, that I'm bad and weird. About guys, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I don't think I have major problems with guys because of how I look. The situations I've been in didn't work because guys have major red flags that bothered me. Of course, sometimes I refused by guys from Tinder, and I'm all okay with that. It's natural. However, my parents don't believe me and still keep bugging me with their bullshit, telling me it's all for your good. No, it's not your idea of good about my life. You're creating 21 years ago, and now you're just frustrating an alive human being who doesn't follow because we don't see any BF. I'm so tired because I keep getting these quarrels every day. I'm a sensitive and nostalgic person, and as I mentioned, it hurts me as hell as I know my parents are good in general. I'm thankful for many things they gave me and the love that however, they're haunting me to the point where I recognize physical issues caused by stress. I won't yield because it's my life, and I'm tired of those compromises about my private life that will mostly affect me in the long run. I have no possibility of moving out, getting a job, or therapy for now, as I am a student of 2 majors. I've tried talking calmly, screaming, arguing, crying, begging, nothing works. I feel terrible when I leave the topic alone without talking it through. But it only makes things worse. I hear that I can't just leave it, and I want them to do things in the way I want. The irony. I feel I need to learn how to ignore them, to stop taking back when they start the topic, and not feel guilty about that. Any tips? As you were born, you have your own growth and expectations, and if they don't align up with your parents, that's fine. It just means you're different. If everyone was like the same, we would be like robots, and that would be no fun. Break away from your parents. If their expectations are causing you stress, then it isn't worth it to begin with. Your daughter is a monster. Context. This happened nearly 20 years ago at my last year before college. The way our school years are separated differs from both the US and Europe or the rest of Canada. The important thing is that that year, teachers 16 to 17 years old. I'm also on mobile, sorry for the inconvenience. Your daughter is a monster, or the first time I've ever been sent to the principal's office. Cast, me, yours truly, my mom, principal, EP, entitled parent, and shy girl. I was a part of a special program aimed at higher degrees of science and technology than the usual curriculum. To stay in that program, a student had to maintain good grades, couldn't fail a class, needed to do all their homework on a computer, it wasn't really common at the time, and be in their best behavior at all times during school. In 5 years, the program went from 3 full class groups to less than half one. We weren't used to be mixed with other students from other programs or from regular class because we had less time in core classes and more time in science and technology. But in our last year, they had no choice but to mix us in because of how small our groups have gotten. That's when I met Shy Girl. She had taken advanced biology as an optional course. We weren't friends or anything, we just met, but she was nice enough. The teacher, EP, of this story was new to our school, and to put it bluntly, wasn't very good at her job. She just liked to say the reason so many students failed her first exam was because she was French and we haven't made the effort to understand her. In the second month of class, she decided to pick Shy Girl to answer a question. Shy Girl muttered an answer, and even though I was in the row right before her, even I didn't understand what she had said. EP exploded. I didn't think there was a better description of screams and insults that came out of her mouth. She also turned a weird purplish color. I had never seen a human face before. She also turned a weird purplish color I've never seen on a human face before. Everything came out of her mouth, how Shy Girl was retarded, how she in the special ed class, how ugly she was. I stood up and told her to stop bullying Shy Girl. EP turned her ire on me. The thing is, she couldn't complain about my class performance, so instead, she turned to insult the class. More people started to get up. One dude threw his pencil case at her, and she screams, cranked up, she would have put a banshee to shame. She yelled until she ran out of gas, expecting us to apologize and sit back. Except that after school detention she'd given us until Christmas break and shut the fuck up, her words. Shy Girl was crying at that point. I packed up my stuff. EP yelled at me some more. I patted the Shy Girl's stuff, took her by the arms, and I walked her off to her next class. EP, where do you think you're going, miss? Me yelling, away from a bully who loves me, follows me. I walked out of class, slamming the door. The teacher the next day asked if we were okay, and I just told him that I was going to the principal's office. He gestured me to be on my way when the rest of the class exited the class. Without speaking, we were all in their common area, which coincidentally was right in front of the principal's office. It was empty when we arrived. We have been called elsewhere. Imagine his shock when he was greeted by 30 students, all waiting in front of the office. We explained the situation. He told us to stay in the common area for the rest of the class, and that he would talk to EP. You think it's the end of the story? No, the best is what follows. The principal called my mom for a meeting between him, EP, my mom, and me. In the whole school career, it was the first and only time I've been called to the office. My mom was exemperated. Not you too. I have been enough of being called every other week with one of your brothers. We are here today because EP said your daughter cursed at her. Honestly, possibly that I did. I have quite a mouth on me, but I don't remember if I did or not. I don't remember at that time either. I could see that she could. Yeah, she did know me well enough to know I could curse like a sailor when angry. The story I got from the other students and EP are extremely different. It was apparent that the fifth meeting that day was the incident, all determined by EP. That's when she blew up, started crying and screaming all at once. Your daughter is a monster. Me, madam, I have 3 children. I have 3 children, madam. I have 3 children. I have never hurt them because me, am a mom. I have 3 children. For the whole 5 minutes, she went on and on about having 3 children and being a mom. Nothing else. Look, I have 3 children too, and if my kid cursed at you, I believe you. She is not an angel. My mom was trying to talk calmly to EP to get her to be able to talk sense. EP kept going on about how being a mother to 3 children, and she was entitled to see us all punished for that because with her being a mom of 3 kids, she couldn't have done anything to any of us. She wanted me expelled, in fact. She wanted the whole class expelled. None of you deserve for me to impart my knowledge on you, because I am a mom of 3 kids. She goes out and left the office, slamming her door. Not again. It's the 4th time today. The only meeting she hasn't done it in the first one was the first one this morning. He went on to explain how he'd done another 10 meetings with other parents and students from the class. Later in the day, he wasn't looking forward to it. He told my mom to disregard anything EP said, but that he had to get her back for the rest. He took him nearly half an hour to get back somewhat calm. Here's my plan. For the rest of the year, you will be staying in the library during class time. During exam, you will be accompanied by a teacher's assistant. As soon as you are done with the exam, you can leave the class quietly. My mom, are you going to be okay with this arrangement? Yes. She should be expelled. I want her expelled because I have 3 kids and I don't deserve this. She stormed off again. The meeting stopped there. I didn't even get to say a word. The worst of it, if she had been claimed during the meeting and talked to my mom like a normal person, I would have been in deep shit. My mom was the type of parent that trusts whatever a teacher said and tried to push us harshly for it. But that woman was so insane, she brought me an ice cream on the way back home. The rest of the year was passed in the library for me during my class, except for exams. The teacher's assistant was assigned to the class permanently after that incident. The dude who threw the pencil case confirmed he did it too. He was suspended for 1 day and joined me in the library. EP was fired at the end of the year after she blew up and accused and tried to expel the class of 12-year-olds for being the reason CPS was taking an interest in her parenting. She accused them of personally being taken responsibility, and I think she got CPS attention on her own merit at home. Everyone I knew all confirmed the meeting with EP, nice principal, their parents, and then went to the same way mine did. I can't get over how she bragged about having 3 kids. My mom had 3 kids. She acted like a sane human being. Maybe I'm setting my expectations too high with this EP. Entitled mother wants me to not buy that in Target because her daughter is too old for dolls. Okay, this happened to me while I was out and about doing some shopping and ye old hobby. Now to preface this puppy, I collect, sell, restore, and customize and trade dolls. Always have, always will. I love dolls. I can make up any insane fashion I want and put it on one of my dolls to try it out. I love working on them, and I do it a lot of art based off of them as well. So, seeing as how it's payday tomorrow, I had a little extra scratch. I'd bust my butt all week at work so I could get raised to $13.20 an hour. I thought I totally deserved a little reward. So I moseyed on to the home of Bullseye. I went to procure myself one of the new Rainbow High dolls I've been pending for during the last 2 months. $35 for this one doll is a bit much. Then again, raise extra cash, need something to refresh myself after all the insanity of the world lately. So I have determined to purchase this little pink-haired cutie for myself, then go home and enjoy her with gusto. As I was looking through 3 that they had, finding the one in the best condition, up Scrampers, a little girl about 11 to 12 years old came in. She smiled and looked at the doll I was holding. "Hi, sweetie," I tell her. I love kids and I want to be an art teacher someday, so I enjoy interacting with the little monsters. She blinks at me looking like an owl and looks at the doll I was holding. "Is that your doll, ma'am?" she asked softly. I smiled at her because she was a sweet little thing and nod. "Well, she will be mine when I pay for her." But she looked around and said, "You're a grown-up." I smiled. Oh, joy, one of those kids with those kind of parents. Well, I tell her, I am a grown-up. That means as long as I work, my bills are paid, my husband is okay with it, and I have the money, I can do whatever I want, even buy dolls. She looked at me like I just blew her little mind and then wandered away while I back to deciding which Kia heart was the least looking wonk. About 30 seconds later, she stormed EM and her typical EM look. My job is a retailer, so I know all about these kind of chickies. I look at her, the smile I have mastered throughout the years of retail work. You know the one, the "I hate every fiber of your being, but I can't fight you right now" smile. "Hi," I tell her. "Need something, hun?" He looks me up and down, and like I am the lowest worm who's ever graced the face of this lovely green earth, and literally sneers at me. "My daughter told me that the lady with the dolls just told her that she can do whatever she wants to, even buy dolls," she snapped. "That's right, ma'am," I nodded. "When she's grown and has all the bills paid, food on the table, and her education's over with, she can do whatever she wants, including buying dolls." The lady snuffs at me. "That is the single most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life." She then attempts to grab the doll out of my hand. You put that ridiculous thing back on the shelf right now and tell my daughter that everyone over the age of 8 is too old for dolls." I snatched the doll away from her grip and tucked it under my arm, looked over to my husband who was now about to roll on the damn ground from this. No ma'am, I tell her. All I did was tell your daughter the truth. Once she's an adult and established, she can do whatever the fuck she wants, including collecting dolls. Not to mention getting the fuck away from an evil, controlling, narcissistic parent like you. I hope that when she graduates from college, she goes on her own way and lives a long, happy life with lots of dolls. Good day. My husband is about to crack a rib on this point, and I just spin my heel and turn the other way. The daughter of mine is still blown. I can tell from the look of her precious little face that mom is turning the color of a tomato. I happily want to play with my doll and march out of the place. So yeah. I have a motto in life. As long as you are not breaking the law or hurting anyone, you can be happy doing whatever you want. I have a plush frog I love, and I take it to therapy sometimes. OP, please be happy with the strong person you are. And remember, you collect those dolls. And that's all for today, folks. Please let me know if you like this content. Let me know if you like the drawing, or let me know if there's anything I can improve on. Make sure to have a great day and take care of yourselves.